Today, Ubisoft allegedly cancelled an Assassin's Creed game for being too political, thereby making it more political. This is CheckPoint.
Welcome to CheckPoint, here for you even if YouTube suffers a massive DDoS attack.
You wouldn't be able to see CheckPoint in that case, but we'd still be here.
Every Thursday, whether we're recording an episode that week or not.
Somehow bound to this studio, per the inscrutable terms of our ancient curse.
If anybody ever finds those 7 soul crystals, let us know, okay? Weirdo boss baby Elon Musk has claimed his AI company xAI and its AI engine Grok will create a great video game by the end of the year 2026. First of all, just to get this out of the way, no you won't. And apart from anything else, consider the source. Elon makes a lot of promises, and whether it's self-driving cars or finally going to Mars, he has thus far kept none of them, and currently Grok is only good for praising Hitler and telling you that you're doing great, senpai. While teams of actual game developers who know what they're doing routinely make games that are far from great. Only an hour later, Musk further claimed that his chatbot that denies the Holocaust will make a watchable movie by the end of 2026, and I don't even begin to understand that the internal logic of thinking that a great video game is going to be easier than a watchable movie. The Room is watchable. And look, I know IGN dug up a $45 an hour job listing for someone to teach Grok what a video game is, but there's only one way to prove that you're a serious video game company. When your AI game comes out, and if it's trash, or even if it's great, you have to immediately lay Grok off.
Anonymous sources from inside Ubisoft have revealed that the publisher cancelled a planned Assassin's Creed game set in the Reconstruction-era American South. The game would have centered on a formerly enslaved black man who was recruited by the Assassins to fight the emerging Ku Klux Klan. That sounds kind of awesome, actually. What happened? The game was reportedly cancelled due to the online shit fit around Yasuke's presence in Assassin's Creed Shadows and concern that the game's themes were too political in a country too unstable. First, no Frenchman has ever demurred from something because it was too political or would offend Americans, so I have no idea what's really happening there. Second, the politics of Assassin's Creed games boil down to freedom good? Tyranny bad? And features a mythology that attempts to roll all human history into a war between assassins and the Knights Templar. Just which notable historical figures get wasted in Assassin's Creed games or pieces of tie-in media? For starters, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, and Tsar Alexander II. In the near misses category, you have Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria, who survives an assassination attempt, and Pope Alexander VI, who Ezio declines to kill after their battle in the Vatican. This wouldn't have even been Ascreed's first pressing of X in American politics, as in the game's mythology, JFK was assassinated because there's an apple of Eden on the moon. That's all very stupid. I think everyone can agree that a game where a former slave stomps Klansmen would rule. Who wouldn't want to press X to fire Nathan Bedford Forrest out of a cannon into a wall? The problem is that Assassin's Creed has always been a summer beach reads treatment of history. The series cares more about developing its own elaborate mythology than it does about historical fidelity. Usually that's fine. The games are fun. But you're never going to get a serious reckoning out of them. The series' soft reboot in Origins put in some work to change this with a well-liked Discovery Tour mode that treated the setting with a surprising amount of respect. But that game also had you press X to assassinate Julius Caesar at a locus of the secret war between Hidden Ones and the Order of the Ancients. You want the company that had you battle Holo Quad Pope to tackle Reconstruction in the post-Civil War United States? These games said the Tunguska event was caused by Nikola Tesla, experimenting with artifacts created by demigod antediluvian proto-humans. Any game they make is going to gut its setting to use as a battlefield in its own mythology, and that's not an advisable thing to do with American chattel slavery. This one could have been an all-timer at an urgent moment in history, but it could also easily be a complete faceplant, and the accelerated timetable under which Assassin's Creed games are made doesn't give the devs a lot of time to get it right.
Little peek behind the CheckPoint curtain here this week, folks, as Nelly typically writes his stories in bursts of creative output born from the urgency of needing to complete his required tasks before all his Valorant friends log off for the night. But this week, the urgency never materialized thanks to login and connection issues affecting all the biggest players in online gaming. Steam, Epic, Riot, PSN, Xbox Live, and others all faced what looked like a coordinated DDoS attack on the evening of October 6th. And it turns out it was the biggest DDoS attack of all time! But to be fair, that record keeps getting broken, so it's not really that impressive. In January 2025, the largest DDoS attack ever served 5 terabits of data per second. But in September, we saw an attack of 22 terabits per second. And this week, it was almost 30. And by the way, the abbreviation for terabits per second is really close to baking shorthand for tablespoon. So while researching this, Nelly's desired number of cookies eaten per hour also approached 30. No group has claimed responsibility for this attack, but reports from the cybersecurity world all point to the Isaru botnet, which is a cool nickname for 300,000 hacked routers that are ready to overload anything from the login page of your favorite online game to a whole internet service provider. I bet when you first heard about the Internet of Things, you probably thought, ooh, it'll be cool to have my fridge talk to my toaster. After all, they deserve a modern romance just as much as the rest of us. But today's technological dystopia offers no Maytag Billy Crystal or Hamilton Beach Meg Ryan, just an easily compromised security camera whose firmware hasn't been updated in a decade. Isaru has performed attacks like these in the past, but without any ransom or demands, it's unclear what the purpose of this week's event was, and the coolest speculation we could find is just that the controllers of the botnet wanted to flex publicly and attract new business. So, we hope you all found something worthwhile to do during your imposed break from the deeply depressing and highly addictive grind of online competitive video games. We hope it was more worthwhile than learning as much as possible about DDoS attacks while you stared out a rainy window and thought about your gamer squad.
It's Sonic's 30th anniversary, and what bluer way to celebrate than with a brand new controller? Sega is releasing this brand new Icon Blue edition of the DualSense, evoking the blue blur's blueness with a sea of blue. It's so blue! It really fits nicely next to those blue Pumas we showed off on the last checkpoint, what with all these slightly different, not perfectly matched blues on the same object. Breaking news, it seems that it is not Sega who is releasing this controller, but Sony instead. Which is a little weird given that Sonic isn't Sony's mascot, it's Sega's. Sony has its own mascot, Parappa the Rapper. Or wait, maybe it was Ratchet or Clank. Except when it was Kratos. I'm being told Sony's mascot is simultaneously Sackboy and also Crash Bandicoot. Which must mean that Sony is also buying Sega, or at least the mascot rights to Sonic the Hedgehog. So, congrats to Sonic, you'll fit right in next to Master Chief. Or whatever the hell mascot Bungie has left over from Destiny. If you're in the market to find God's bluest joypad, you'll be able to find one in the USA, Canada, Mexico, and Chile near the end of October, which is fitting since the only writing on the controller is the word PlayStation, written in the common script of the American continents, katakana. Tanjobi omerito, Sonic-chan.
Maybe Sonic can use his Chaos Emeralds to free us from the studio.
They're not really his emeralds. He just gets to have them sometimes.
Well, who gets them the rest of the time?
Listen, don't ask questions you don't want the full Tumblr fandom answer to.
Coming up, Nintendo released a Pixar-esque short video depicting a baby left unattended in its bedroom. This sounds like the setup to a horror film, and it is, because it turns out the Pikmin are around us all the time. Speaking of things that aren't around all the time, this is my last plug for it because it's over tomorrow. And if you watch this after, I think, the 11th of November, or 11th of October, you're SOL. But it's Pizzamas, which is a sort of made-up holiday that Hank and John Green made up many years ago, where they do limited edition merchandise and raise money for a charity called Partners in Health, which improves maternal outcomes in Sierra Leone. And once again, I have been asked by DFTBA to make a Pizzamas and Hank and John Green themed Dungeons and Dragons adventure, which One Hank Green described as the coolest merch they have this year.
Lovely. That's awesome.
So you can pick it up until tomorrow. There's also a matching DM screen that was illustrated by Sam Schultz and shows you the whole campaign, and it's really cool.
Cool.
So limited time only, though. So
follow the URL on the screen.
Yeah, we got a link below and stuff like that I provided to Heather beforehand. So please check it out and let them know if you liked it, because I think that's important.
Big ups to Nelly this week. You know which story Nelly wrote because we literally reference him multiple times in the
he referenced
DDoS story.
himself.
Yes, exactly. And then Cameron, who wrote the Assassin's Creed story. And it's... Thank you for watching what we do here and supporting us through the Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Also becoming a YouTube member on this YouTube channel. This is on LRR Videogames. Go check out the store at store.loadingreadyrun.com. And that's all the prompting we have to do.
Thanks, everybody, for your support. We really appreciate you.
We're free from the studio now.
Someone got those Chaos Emeralds, and they didn't stick them up their urethra. Oh, and if you are a YouTube member, thank you so much. Your name will be coming up very shortly. Ooh. I assume there's effects happening here.
Oh, yeah. Sonic has its own mascot, Parappa the Rapper.